Hey guys, it's Jay of J by Grace coming to you again with another awesome, I'd like to think awesome, video blog. I'm just really still kind of getting the hang of this whole like camera thing, and it's amazing to just know that, you know, now I kind of have this as a vessel, or now I kind of have this as an opportunity to kind of reach people in a different way. So the topic for this evening is discussing the intentions of the heart, right? So when we think about the heart is what keeps us alive. It's the thing that kind of keeps everything in motion. It keeps everything moving. It's kind of like one of the main motors in our whole entire body. But what about our intentions? What about the decisions that we make, or even the ways that we go about things, or the way that we treat people, or the way that we decide to make different decisions in our life? What about those things when it comes to the heart? So I kind of wanted to touch on a couple of things. First of all, let me start by saying that when I was growing up, I come from a family of people that love. I mean, my family, we hug people, we like to love on people, we like to give what we have in our hearts to those around us. And so naturally, I had a very, very big heart. So I always show love to people. I think one of the things when someone asks about me, one of the things is like, she's just so sweet, she's so kind, she's so caring. And I always kind of struggled with that a little bit, because, you know, if people didn't know how to handle me, or if those who weren't able to appreciate me because they weren't supposed to in the way that I felt like they were supposed to, it ended up hurting my feelings, and it ended up hurting my heart. And so then I kind of retreated a little bit, kind of shrunk back in, but God really had to work with me to know, like, no, I gave you this heart to love on people, to really be there for people who don't know how to love or how to receive love. And I think now I'm really intentional about going out of my way, or trying to go out of my way to try to love on people. And sometimes things can get into my heart that make me angry, or make me mad, or make me want to, you know, do certain things that wouldn't be pleasing to God or wouldn't be pleasing to anybody else, just because, you know, I'm human. But I want to ask you this one question. When you think about your heart, and when you think about the actual decisions that you make, I wonder where do they come from? Like, what is it that has stemmed or has provoked you to make the decisions that you make? So let's first start by going to the book of Proverbs 4:23, which says, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life." So basically what they're saying is everything that you do, like I said before, comes out of your heart. So if you are mean to people, or if you are rude to people, or if you do something vicious to hurt somebody, that's coming from your heart. That sits within your heart. I think I mentioned a little bit ago about unforgiveness. The unforgiveness comes from something that's still dwelling in your heart that you haven't been able to deal with, or you haven't been able to kind of come to a conclusion about. And I think that it's really, really important that you are mindful of your condition of your heart, not just in a physical standpoint, but in a spiritual standpoint as well. So think about the decisions that you make. Think about, you know, oh, when you hurt Sally at work, or when someone did something to you and you got back of them, be aware that God sees that. Most of us kind of get lost in this whole physical view or physical appearance of what we see with our natural eye. And we're like, oh, well, obviously God sees that they're this, or God sees that they're that. But God looks at the heart. He really, really looks at the heart, and he looks at the intentions of what you're doing and the motive behind your decision making. 1 Samuel 16, chapter 16, verse 7 reads, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." God looks at what we're doing with our heart. He wants to know kind of the source of why we do what we do, right? So if you come from love, in a place of compassion, in a place of forgiveness, in a place of grace, you're coming from the Lord. If you come from a place of anger and revenge and, you know, judgment and condemnation, or trying to make someone feel bad, or hanging something over their head, that comes from flesh. And it's really hard to fall into those things of flesh, because it's like, oh well, I mean, obviously she did this, so clearly, you know, she deserved it, or, you know, I'm just correcting what was wrong. And it's just kind of like, and God's just kind of looking like, is that what you're here for? Is that, you know, is that kind of how you should take care of that? Or, oh, he kind of makes a note like, oh, okay, well, that's clearly coming from your heart, so okay. And that's not good. You don't want God to look at you like that. You want God to say, wow, I'm proud of them. They're not perfect and they continue to make mistakes left and right, but their heart, they mean well. They mean well. And, you know, trying to do well to others and trying to give your heart in a giving way. I really encourage you, if you have any type of resentment, any type of struggle, any type of thing that is causing you to act out of anger, to act out of jealousy, to act out of hurt, to act out of something that is keeping you from truly showing love to people, from truly receiving love, that keeps you from really making good choices towards people or treating people right, I urge you to really ask God to help you to deal with that, because He's gonna, in the end, He's gonna look at your heart. He's gonna look at the condition of how you decided to go about that decision or that move that you made. And there are so many people out here that need just love, that need comfort, that need care. And, you know, even if you do it and you're just like, oh, I don't like this person, or they hurt me, or whatever, ask God to really deal with your heart. I ask every night before I go to bed, and even throughout the day, I pray and I say, God, change my heart. I want my heart to be pure. You know, the very familiar verse, create in me a clean heart and renew in me a right spirit. Because you want to have a clean heart before God. You don't ever want to, you know, you don't know when your last day is here. And I don't mean to say that to scare you, but I'm serious. We never know when our last day is here. And the last thing you want is to stand before God and Him say, your heart wasn't right before me. Your heart wasn't, you didn't ask me to help you deal with those things in your heart. And then you look at Him like, but wait, I look like this, or I behave like, you know, whatever. And it's like, no, the heart is what matters. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I just want to express that it's so important that you're mindful of the state of your heart, that you guard your heart, that anything that's laying on your spirit or anything that's within you that is not of love or compassion or caring, that you seek God out and ask Him to change your heart and to purify it, to make it better, to make it clean, right? So I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to really take the time to ask Him, God, what is in my heart that is not of you? What is in my heart that I need to do, to change? Change the things that I cannot change, and show me what I can change, and continue to work with me, because I want a pure heart before you, because that's what's most important. It's not about the best hairstyles or, you know, the best clothes and all that stuff, which all of that is great. I love all of it. But what matters most is your heart and your heart condition towards Jesus Christ. I really hope that you enjoyed today's study. You know, it's always a blessing to be able to kind of share revelations and share things. And be prayerful. Be mindful of just your thoughts, and be mindful of how you treat others. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.